And the trailers just keep on coming. Okay, this time we've got a trailer for Across the Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse was amazing. It was incredible. I absolutely loved it. And I am both excited and nervous for a sequel, because when a film is that good and it's that complete, it's really hard to know whether or not a sequel is going to be able to live up to it. But it's coming out, and I am trying my best to stay excited. I've liked the bits I've seen so far. I know it's going to feature Spider-Man 2099, Miguel O'Hara, my favorite Spider-Man, in addition to bringing back all the stuff I love from the first one. So let's check out the new trailer. We'll see if I'll be allowed to monetize this one or not. Out of the last two I did, one, the monetization was blocked, one it wasn't. I'll let you folks guess which was which. Oh, and I love that they're giving... Oh, I love What's Up, Danger.
Sometimes, to do what's right, we have to give up the thing we want the most.
Every day, I wake up knowing that the more people I try to save, the more enemies I will make.
This is interesting.
This is my chance to prove myself.
Huh.
Anyone can wear the mask,
Yes!
but how you wear it, that's what matters.
Oh,
Miles! Want to get out of here?
Oh, Gwen?
yep. I remember those bits from the earlier trailer.
There's an elite crew with all the best spider people in it? Who's the new guy? This is unbelievable.
This is the lobby.
Oh,
Miguel O'Hara. The whole thing was his idea.
What's a guy got to do to join this spider team?
You can never be part of this.
Don't even get me started on Doctor Strange and the little nerd back on Earth 1999.
Come on, go easy on the kid. He had a terrible teacher.
Peter,
Miles!
you have a baby?
I have a baby.
oh!
I'll take it from here. Miles, being Spider-Man is a sacrifice. You have a choice between saving one person and saving every world.
Send me home.
I can't do that.
I can do both. Spider-Man always.
Not always.
What about Uncle Ben?
If not for Uncle Ben, most of us wouldn't be here.
Oh, how does every shot look this gorgeous?
I can't lose one more friend.
That isn't what we talked about.
You knew?
You have no idea what you're doing.
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing.
All stations, stop Spider-Man.
You? Me?
And then I looked at my uncle and...
Let me guess. He died?
Oh. Interesting. So, we're still don't have a ton of story. We get a little bit of sense of the conflict, that there's something about Miles that he is either destined to do or a choice that he is facing where every other Spider-Man kind of wants or needs him to make one choice and his inclination is going to be the other. The way that it was kind of framed with how, I think it was Miguel put it, was this whole thing of you can save one person or you can save everybody. So it sounds a bit like kind of the trolley problem. You know, it's the, you know, do you save Mary Jane or the bus full of school children issue from the very first live action Spider-Man? And of course the solution is to try and do all of them, but you know, that's noble and wonderful, but can you? And if the concern from every other Spider-Man is you can't, something is going to have to give, and Miles is like, no, you don't get to tell me what to do, between being a teenager or just his own morals or what it is that they are asking that he sacrifice. Yeah. And if you're going to take a Spider-Man and make a specific Spider-Man into an intimidating presence, and I'm not going to go so far as to say the villain, but certainly big and scary and an antagonistic force, Miguel's a good pull for that. I hope that they don't over-villainize him, because like I said, he is my favorite Spider-Man, so I'm a little bit protective of Miguel, but I'm still hopeful. I very much want to see what they're going to do with him. And definitely with the way they've designed him so far, being a bit more sort of big and bulked up, and the way his movement is done, it's very feral. It's, yeah, they're going scary with him, which given his costume design is sound. He's a good one to go scary with. So, why? How is every single shot that gorgeous? How is it that I probably could have gotten a print of literally any random frame of that entire trailer and I would want it on my wall? Oh my God, this thing's gorgeous. Oh God, it looks so good visually. And like story-wise, that's a solid enough premise. I will be curious to see if there is something else. If there is a villain at play other than the conflict between Miles and the rest of the Spider-Men. And I say that with the thought in my head, there doesn't necessarily need to be. Because honestly, I think there are some stories that could benefit from the lack of a clear-cut villain. I mean, it's going to be a weird comparison what I'm going to go with, but I think of some Doctor Who stories where the situation that the characters are in, something like 42, the situation is hazardous enough. You don't need a villain. You don't need a monster. There's already enough danger just from the circumstances and the situation and just the clashing of characters naturally that you don't need an external villainous force on top of that. This could potentially be that. And it would be a bold damn thing if they decided to do that. I mean, think of it for a minute. Think about the notion of a superhero movie without a villain. Because the closest we've come was Civil War and Batman v Superman. And while both of those, the primary conflicts were between heroes, ultimately they both had villains. You know, BVS had Lex Luthor and eventually Doomsday. And even Civil War had Zemo, who still needed to instigate things, even though he was by no means the climax. And the movie let the actual emotional climax of Iron Man versus Captain America be the height of the thing. But there was still a villain. He was pretty sidelined, and I think wisely so, but there still was one. It'd be really interesting if there isn't one in this. I'm not making that as a prediction. I expect there will be a villain. But it's just interesting to me that that's not an aspect or an element in this right now. That having been said, given how successful the first one was and all the joy of seeing all the different Spider-Man, they don't need to sell us on a villain. The villain, like, there's plenty to appeal to us. There's plenty to pull in an audience as is. You don't need to drop the villain on top of that if the villain is going to be either something that is more relatively minor and the situation is more the antagonist, or if you want to catch people off guard with who it is or how they're used, you don't need to put them in this trailer to sell this movie because, yeah, no, I'm sold. Granted, I was sold just by the existence of the first one, but I think this sells plenty of reasons to go see this. This is a good trailer. This is fun. This is the last two trailers in a row that I'm like, yeah! Oh, that feels good. Across the Spider-Verse, what'd you think about this trailer? Whatever your thoughts are, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Patreon pays the bills, enables me to do this as my living. Even if you can't help me out there, like, share, and subscribe. All assist me greatly. And even if you are not able to do that, don't worry too much about it. We take a relaxed attitude around here, so you can come on back next time you need a break. This video wouldn't have been possible without my supporters over on Patreon, and I would especially like to thank Robin Moore, Zubin Lutfullah, Tarak, the thing that goes doink in the anime, Ruth, Oliver B., Ulrich Bogdan, Melinda Walters, Imudelki, Leotha Boyd, Auntie Kate 808, Becky Sparks, Bernabi Lax the Poodle, Robin Powell, Tracy Scrabbit, Angry Casperl, Tim Price, Adam R.D.L. Taylor, David Hall, General Contact Unit Problem Child, Shayla Gourlay, and Rosalind Bennett. Thank you so much.